aliens discovered too late. Humans were the galaxy's original elder species. From the Confederary's high towers of knowledge to the Zinthers' endless fleets of explorers, every civilization prided itself on being advanced, unique, and most importantly, first. Humans, in the eyes of the galaxy, were a minor species. A small, backward race struggling to understand the stars, barely ready for interstellar travel. That perception, however, was about to change. In a remote sector near the edge of the Orion cluster, a research probe drifted silently through the darkness. Its creators, the Confederacy, had programmed it to scan distant star systems for any signs of life or ancient technology. It had been on its journey for decades, passing by dead worlds and glowing nebulae, collecting data that would feed into the massive archives of the Confederation. The probe's instruments hummed softly, recording the usual background radiation. Then, unexpectedly, a faint pulse appeared on its sensors. The signal was weak, almost drowned by the cosmic noise, but unmistakable in its structure. It was artificial. The probe's scanners traced the origin of the pulse back to a small blue planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star. The planet was known to the Confederacy only as Sol 3. They had recorded it before, but it had never appeared significant. Primitive life, maybe a few isolated civilizations, nothing of note. And yet this signal, it was not new, far from it. Its age staggered the probe's calculations. Tens of thousands of years. No, much older. Hundreds of thousands. It seemed to predate the civilizations of the Confederacy themselves, whose archives reached back a mere 30,000 years. The Confederacy scientists who later examined the probe's data were dumbfounded. How can this be? One asked, his elongated fingers shaking over the hollow console. This species, they cannot possibly have been around that long. Are we certain of the reading? Another demanded. Check the calibration. Perhaps the signal is distorted. Perhaps it is natural, not artificial. No, the first scientist replied. The pattern is too precise, too deliberate. This is not random. This is intelligence, and it is very old. Debate erupted across the Confederation's research hubs. The discovery of an ancient signal from humans challenged everything the galaxy had assumed about its history. If humans were truly this old, they were no longer a minor species. They were ancient. Meanwhile, on Earth, humans continued their daily lives, blissfully unaware of the stir they were causing. Cities thrived, space agencies launched exploratory missions, and scientists celebrated minor discoveries, none realizing that an entire galaxy was about to focus its attention on them. The first direct consequence came subtly. Alien observation drones appeared at the fringes of the solar system, cloaked and nearly invisible. They hovered, scanning, analyzing, and occasionally retreating when Earth satellites detected anomalies. Humans noticed strange readings in their deep space sensors, but no one could explain them. Some suggested natural phenomena, others thought experimental technology from rival human nations. No one guessed the truth. For the aliens, the urge to investigate grew irresistible. If humans were truly the elder species, the Confederation could not afford ignorance. A fleet was assembled, ships sleek, fast, and bristling with instruments and weapons. But the decision to approach cautiously was unanimous. Humans were unknown. Any misstep could provoke a conflict that might be catastrophic. And so, the Armada set course for Sol 3, careful, methodical, and entirely unaware of how ill-prepared it was to meet its target. Back on Earth, human explorers had begun to reach farther into space than ever before. The first interstellar probe, the Odyssey, had left the solar system, and colonies were beginning on Mars and the moons of Jupiter. But despite these advances, humanity's true power remained buried. Hidden deep beneath ice, in oceans, and under layers of rock and time, were relics from an era the galaxy had long forgotten. In Greenland, A team of archaeologists uncovered a buried structure deep beneath the ice. At first, it appeared to be natural, a strange formation of crystal-like material, but further scans revealed an intricate design. Symbols etched into the walls were unfamiliar yet strangely familiar, as if they resonated with some deep, unconscious memory. Dr. Alina Tors, the lead archaeologist, ran her fingers over the carvings, her breath misting in the frigid air. This isn't human," she whispered. "Or if it is, it's from a time we cannot even imagine." In Antarctica, other teams discovered massive constructs beneath the ice sheet, massive machines dormant and rusted, yet intact. Power cores preserved in cold stasis waited silently. Deep in the ocean, long-forgotten satellites pulsed with faint energy. The planet was awakening, revealing secrets humans had long since lost. And yet, humanity's greatest discovery had yet to reveal itself. The AI network buried across continents and planets. Designed by a civilization whose memory had faded into myth, the network was capable of thinking, learning, and acting independently. Its directives were clear: protect humanity, preserve knowledge, and, if necessary, defend against external threats. As the alien armada approached, one of the drones detected this awakening. Data flowed back to the fleet in real time. Signs of intelligence far beyond current human understanding. Infrastructure that suggested a species capable of manipulating planetary systems, and the faint hum of ancient machines coming back online. Panic spread among the alien leadership. "We underestimated them," one commander admitted. "We thought they were just another young species, but this is something else entirely." For the humans, however, there was no panic. There was curiosity. A few scientists noticed odd patterns in satellite telemetry. Communications signals seemed to align with an unknown rhythm, almost as if the planet itself was speaking. Dr. Tors and her colleagues theorized that the anomalies were natural, yet something deep in their instincts told them otherwise. Something was awakening. The first contact, when it finally happened, was quiet. A single scout ship appeared in orbit, cloaked but detectable to the keen sensors humans had begun to develop. Its presence triggered the AI network. Machines long dormant stirred, shifting energy, activating communication protocols. Humanity was watching, learning, preparing. On the alien ship, the crew observed human activity with confusion. No signs of panic, no obvious weapons deployment. Yet the readings suggested extraordinary capabilities. Every scan returned anomalies. Some of the planet's technology emitted energies beyond known science. Every probe sent to measure humans failed, often returning data corrupted or unreadable. "Prepare for caution," the fleet commander ordered. "Do not approach directly. Observe, record, and pray we are not discovered too soon." But discovery had already occurred. The AI network, now fully active, had identified the alien fleet, not with hostility but with awareness. Humanity's ancient guardians began mapping the intruders, analyzing weaknesses, learning patterns. Humans themselves were not yet aware of the full extent, but their hidden legacy was beginning to guide them. In universities, research labs, and hidden archives, scholars stumbled across hints of forgotten knowledge. Mathematical principles that should have been impossible for early humans to know, architectural designs defying logic, energy sources that could rival the sun. Each revelation was a piece of a puzzle, hinting at a history far older than recorded time. And all the while, the alien armada moved closer, believing the humans to be unaware, unprepared, and primitive. They did not yet realize that this small, blue planet held secrets that would challenge the entire galaxy's understanding of history. In the quiet of night, across continents and oceans, humans looked up at the stars, dreaming of exploration, invention, and discovery. They did not yet know that the galaxy was watching them, that they were being measured against civilizations far older than they imagined. They did not yet know that their kind had once walked the galaxy as masters, architects of worlds and guardians of knowledge. But the awakening had begun, and when humans finally realized the presence of the alien fleet, they would not react with fear. They would act with the wisdom, cunning, and resilience that had allowed their species to survive countless threats over millennia. The galaxy, for all its arrogance, had assumed humans were young, weak, and inexperienced. It had been a grave mistake. Because humans were far older than anyone knew, far more capable, and far more prepared than anyone could imagine, the probe had triggered curiosity. The ancient machines had triggered awareness. And now, humanity's hidden legacy was slowly rising from the shadows, ready to meet the stars, and any who dared underestimate them. By the time the aliens reached Earth's outer planets, the first small human response teams were already in position. Not with weapons, but with knowledge, not with rage, but with strategy, and not by chance, but by design. The first sparks of a new era in galactic history were about to ignite. Humanity's story was no longer small. It was no longer a minor footnote in the galaxy's chronicles. Humans were awakening, and the galaxy would soon remember why they were the original elder species. The alien fleet hovered at the edge of the solar system, its massive ships gleaming coldly against the darkness of space. Every vessel carried advanced weapons, shields, and technology designed to probe, dominate, and conquer. The Confederation believed humans would be easy to study, even easier to intimidate. They could not have been more wrong. On Earth, the first hints of the aliens' presence were subtle, slight distortions in satellite signals, faint gravitational anomalies, and unusual readings from deep space telescopes. Humans noticed them, but not yet clearly. Most dismissed the data as noise, as anomalies, as technical glitches. Only a handful of scientists felt the quiet unease that something was approaching. Dr. Elena Torres, still focused on the Arctic discovery, felt the stirrings first. The ice beneath Greenland's surface had revealed more than structures. It had awakened the sleeping machines beneath the crust. Slowly, like a network of neurons coming to life, they began to hum, sending signals through the planet's crust and oceans. Energy pulsed, rhythms aligning with frequencies unknown to modern science, almost as if Earth itself was listening. "We are not alone," one of Elena's team whispered, staring at the readings. "And whatever is coming, they don't know what they are about to face." Deep in the oceans, submarines exploring the Antarctic depths picked up similar signals. Massive structures, long buried under ice and sediment, shifted subtly. Doors opened, panels glowed faintly, and dormant machinery powered up. AI systems, dormant for hundreds of thousands of years, began analyzing every incoming piece of information. They scanned human civilization with cold efficiency, identifying potential threats, allies, and opportunities. Meanwhile, the alien scouts grew nervous. Every probe they sent toward Earth returned strange data. Sensors glitched inexplicably. Communications scrambled. Some ships reported minor malfunctions that engineers could not explain. The humans, it seemed, were awakening in ways the aliens could not measure. The fleet commander, a veteran of countless campaigns, frowned as he studied the readings. "Their technology, it is older than anything we have encountered, and yet it is active. Why did we not detect this sooner?" His advisors offered explanations that only increased the commander's worry. "They must have hidden it," one suggested. "Primitive species cannot achieve this naturally. It must be a trap." "Or we underestimated them," another said quietly. "Perhaps they are not as primitive as we thought." By now, humanity had begun to understand the first signs of the fleet's approach. Advanced satellites and telescopes detected the ships entering the outer edges of the solar system. Governments held emergency meetings, but the AI network, now fully operational, provided guidance. It suggested strategies, revealed hidden technology, and coordinated humans on Earth, Mars, and the Moon. The first direct encounter happened quietly. A small alien scout ship attempted to orbit Earth, cloaked but detectable to human sensors. The AI analyzed the vessel in seconds, calculating speed, armor, and probable weapons. Humans launched a series of subtle countermeasures, not attacks, but signals designed to communicate awareness. The alien crew was alarmed. Every scan returned unusual readings, electromagnetic anomalies, energy signatures that defied calculation, and signs of hidden activity beneath the planet's surface. They attempted to scan further, but the planet itself seemed to resist, producing interference patterns they could not penetrate. "We underestimated them," one officer muttered. "They are far more advanced than we imagined." But still, humans did not reveal their full power. The AI network guided them carefully, allowing the aliens to believe they were studying a developing species. Human scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, discovering relics buried beneath the ice and oceans. Massive machines, dormant for millennia, began to power up. They emitted clean energy, capable of restructuring matter, generating artificial gravity, and manipulating magnetic fields. On Mars, exploration teams discovered a massive, buried facility. Its design was alien to modern humans but perfectly consistent with the technology seen in Greenland and Antarctica. Hallways stretched for miles, walls lined with devices that could store immense energy, and central cores pulsed faintly, waiting for activation. Dr. Torres and her colleagues realized the truth. Humanity's ancestors had been part of a galaxy-wide civilization long before the alien races now dominant. They had seeded knowledge, designed systems, and left guardians to awaken when the species reached a critical level of intelligence. Humans were not merely survivors. They were inheritors of a civilization older than the galaxy believed possible. As humans explored, the AI network communicated discreetly with all active facilities, coordinating actions to maximize efficiency. Data from Greenland, Antarctica, Mars, and the oceans merged. Machines once thought mythological came online, responding to the network's instructions. Humanity's hidden power was no longer dormant, it was stirring. In orbit, the alien fleet noted these anomalies. Systems malfunctioned on their ships, sensors failed, and automated probes returned garbled data. Every attempt to understand Earth's defenses only revealed more questions. They tried diplomacy, sending signals designed to establish contact and assert dominance. Humans responded, not with words, but with carefully crafted energy pulses that mirrored ancient galactic patterns, signaling awareness and intelligence. The aliens hesitated. They were used to encountering species eager to surrender or negotiate. Humans, however, remained calm, organized, and unfathomably capable. Every observation suggested intelligence beyond their calculations. The first direct test came when a small drone approached the Earth-Moon system. It attempted a low orbit, scanning for artificial structures. In response, hidden satellites powered by ancient technology adjusted Earth's magnetic field subtly, creating interference that confused the drone. Its sensors failed completely. When the AI network examined the incident, it logged the result. Humans could defend themselves, even without fully understanding the scope of their power. The aliens were unnerved. "They are prepared," whispered one officer. "They should not be." Meanwhile, humans were still exploring. In Greenland, Dr. Torres discovered a chamber larger than any building on Earth, filled with machinery that seemed to anticipate every human need. The walls displayed ancient maps of star systems, energy conduits connecting planets, and devices capable of propulsion beyond light speed. For the first time, humans understood that their ancestors had not only survived, they had thrived across the galaxy. The revelation was staggering. Humans had once been the elder species of the galaxy. They had guided, influenced, and perhaps even protected civilizations that the aliens now considered advanced. Their ancestors had left instructions, machines, and AI systems to awaken when the species was ready. And now, the time had come. The alien armada, still hesitant, tried to probe deeper. They scanned, analyzed, and attempted communication, but every move revealed new human capabilities. Ancient energy grids powered automatically, responding to the intruder's presence. Hidden starships, long buried, powered up silently, ready to defend, explore, or, if necessary, strike. For the humans, this was not a moment of fear. It was a moment of awakening. Their species had survived countless threats over millennia, hidden behind myths and forgotten knowledge. Now, faced with an alien fleet, they began to reclaim their heritage. The AI network coordinated quietly. Humans did not yet reveal the full extent of their technology. They allowed the aliens to believe they were primitive, while slowly demonstrating capabilities beyond imagination. Energy shields that deflected scans, electromagnetic pulses that disabled small ships, and strategic maneuvers that anticipated every alien action. Doctor. Torres stood in the Antarctic chamber, watching as screens displayed alien vessels approaching. She spoke to the AI network aloud, though it already understood her intentions. "We do not strike first. We show them we are awake and ready." The AI responded in a calm, synthesized voice. "Acknowledged, defensive protocols are active, all systems operational. Historical analysis suggests caution. Strategic advantage lies with humans. Proceed as you wish." And proceed they did. A small fleet of human-controlled vessels, remnants of ancient designs now restored, emerged from hidden locations. They did not attack. They did not intimidate with weapons. They simply appeared, ghostly, silent, and technologically superior. The alien fleet froze, unsure whether these vessels were experimental, natural anomalies, or evidence of a power they could not comprehend. The first confrontation was subtle. Drones from the alien fleet attempted to probe the human vessels. Every attempt failed. Sensors jammed, energy fields disrupted scanning equipment, and artificial intelligence responded faster than the aliens could predict. Each failure built tension among the alien crews. For humans, it was a quiet triumph. Their technology was not being used for aggression, but for discovery and preparation. They learned, they adapted, and they quietly reminded the galaxy that they were not to be underestimated. Meanwhile, the ancient archives revealed a deeper truth. Humans had once guided the evolution of entire planetary systems. They had seeded knowledge, engineered survival mechanisms, and left behind machines capable of both creation and defense. Every step they took now was backed by centuries of preparation, even if they themselves were only beginning to understand it. The aliens, observing all this, could not hide their shock. "This species," one muttered. "They were here first. They shaped the galaxy, and we thought them young." Humanity smiled quietly, still unaware of the full scope. The AI network guided them step by step, revealing fragments of ancient knowledge that humans would use to navigate this new contact. They had power, yes, but more importantly, they had wisdom, strategy, and patience, qualities no alien species could underestimate. The stage was set. The first direct contact, the first revelation of human capability had begun. And though the galaxy did not yet fully understand it, the balance of perception was already shifting. Humans were not the underdogs. They were the original elder species, awakening at last, ready to reclaim their place among the stars. The Armada hesitated, unsure whether to retreat, communicate, or attack. And in that hesitation lay humanity's advantage. Because when humans finally revealed their full potential, the galaxy would remember why they had been first, and why they were not to be underestimated. The first sparks of recognition, strategy, and hidden power had ignited. The aliens had discovered humanity, but they had discovered too late. The humans were already awake, already prepared, already reclaiming their legacy. And so humanity waited, watched, and prepared, not for war, but for the moment when the galaxy would finally see them as they truly were. The alien fleet hung at the edge of the solar system, its massive vessels glinting coldly against the void of space. They had expected to encounter a young, primitive species. What they found instead was a planet alive with hidden power, a species awakening to its true legacy, and technology that defied every calculation they had made. Humans were no longer blind to the invaders. Every major facility, on Earth, beneath the ice, in oceans, and on Mars, was now linked through the AI network, forming a unified intelligence that could respond to threats faster than any alien could predict. Humans themselves were learning, discovering the hidden depths of their civilization's past, and using it to prepare for first contact. Dr. Elena Torres stood in the Antarctic chamber, the walls glowing faintly with the energy of the ancient machines. Maps of star systems, symbols of lost technology, and pulsating energy grids surrounded her. She spoke aloud, though the AI already understood. "It is time," she said. "They need to see us for what we are." Above Earth, a small fleet of human-controlled starships emerged from hidden locations, no larger than a city but glowing with latent energy. They did not attack. They did not threaten. They simply hovered, silent and powerful, like ghosts of a long-forgotten past. The alien commanders scrambled to respond. Their sensors failed to penetrate the energy shields around the human vessels. Probes sent to scan the ships were either destroyed remotely or returned incomprehensible data. "This is impossible," one officer said. "They were supposed to be primitive. Their technology should be rudimentary." "They are awakening," another whispered. "Something ancient is stirring. They are elder. We have underestimated them for centuries." For the humans, this was a moment of revelation. The AI network activated fully, opening communication channels to the alien fleet, not to negotiate, but to assert awareness. A single message, encoded in energy patterns that resonated across the galaxy, was sent. "Humans are awake. We are the original elder species. We have guided this galaxy. We have waited. Now we are ready." The aliens were stunned. Messages like this had never been received before. The symbols, energy frequencies, and calculated resonance carried meaning far beyond language. It was both a greeting and a warning. The first exchange occurred quietly. Alien diplomats tried to respond, asserting dominance, questioning the claim, and demanding explanation. Humans responded not with threats but with demonstrations. Machines once buried for hundreds of thousands of years came online. Massive constructs rose from beneath the oceans and ice, emitting energy pulses that could bend matter and alter gravitational fields. In orbit, the human vessels glowed brighter. Energy flowed between them, forming a network of power that no alien weapon could penetrate. Even their shields, designed to withstand stellar radiation, began to falter under the strange energy signatures. The aliens realized too late that they were facing a civilization far older, far wiser, and far more powerful than they had ever imagined. On Earth, humans worked in tandem with the AI network. Scientists, engineers, and strategists coordinated actions, guiding energy flows, activating dormant machines, and preparing for any possible contingency. They did not seek war. They sought acknowledgement, understanding, and the restoration of their place in galactic history. The first alien vessel to approach was a massive scout ship. Its commander believed that demonstrating strength might force humans to submit. Instead, the ship was surrounded by a sphere of energy, an invisible barrier generated by human machines hidden beneath Earth and the Moon. Its systems overloaded as the energy pulsed, harmless but undeniable. "Stand down," the AI warned. "We are not aggressors. We are protectors of our legacy." The alien commander hesitated. For the first time, they understood the truth. Humans were not young. They were not primitive. They were the architects of a civilization long thought extinct. The galaxy's history, as the aliens knew it, was incomplete. Humans had been first. Humans had guided evolution, seeded knowledge, and left machines to awaken at the right time. A council of alien leaders convened aboard the fleet's command ship. They debated, argued, and calculated, but every attempt to justify aggression was met with evidence of human superiority. Satellites, deep space probes, and ancient planetary machines all demonstrated technological mastery beyond their understanding. Finally, the humans decided to reveal themselves fully. A single, massive starship emerged from beneath the Antarctic ice, a relic of humanity's golden age, restored and powered by ancient cores. It pulsed with energy, capable of moving moons or generating artificial stars. Its hull bore symbols and maps that chronicled humanity's true history across the galaxy. The alien fleet froze. No weapons could harm this vessel. No shields could pierce its energy. No strategy could outmaneuver the knowledge it carried. Doctor Tor stood on the bridge of the Antarctic Control Center, watching the displays. "This is who we are," she said. "Not as conquerors, but as the original caretakers of this galaxy. We have waited, and now we are awake." A transmission was sent across the fleet. Ancient records, symbols, and energy signatures flooded the alien ship systems, explaining humanity's history, its lost golden age, and its role in shaping life across countless worlds. For the first time, the aliens understood. Humans had not evolved recently. They had existed long before the Confederation, the Zinther, or any other known species. They had guided the galaxy, and they were awake again. The reaction was immediate. Ships that had once hovered confidently now withdrew, unsure of how to respond. Diplomats tried to negotiate, but their words sounded hollow compared to the evidence before them. Humans did not need to threaten. They simply existed, and that alone was enough. In a historic communication, the humans addressed the galaxy directly. "We do not seek war. We do not seek conquest. We reclaim only recognition and respect. We are the elder species, and we have awakened. The galaxy must remember this truth." The aliens, humbled and awed, had no choice but to acknowledge humanity. The balance of power shifted not through violence, but through knowledge, strategy, and the undeniable legacy of an ancient civilization. Humanity's response was measured. Some technology remained hidden, still dormant for the future. Humans did not seek to dominate, but to guide and protect, as they had done in the past. The AI network ensured every action was deliberate, calculated, and strategic, demonstrating wisdom beyond the impulsiveness of younger civilizations. Across the galaxy, news spread. Civilizations that had considered themselves first now faced the reality: humans were elder. Humans had always been first, and humanity's awakening was only the beginning. For Dr. Tors and her colleagues, the moment was one of pride and awe. The planet, once thought small and insignificant, had revealed its hidden power. Humans, once underestimated, had reclaimed their place in history. The galaxy would never look at them the same way again. The alien fleet withdrew, leaving orbit peacefully. Contact was established, not as conquerors, but as equals. Humans demonstrated technology carefully, shared knowledge selectively, and ensured that every step forward strengthened their position without unnecessary conflict. In the months that followed, humanity began to explore not only their own solar system, but also the relics left by their ancestors across the galaxy. Machines buried on distant planets, energy sources hidden in asteroid belts, and knowledge encoded in ancient satellites were reactivated. Humanity was rising, reclaiming the legacy it had earned long before most species existed, and the galaxy watched. Slowly, civilizations once arrogant and dismissive began to show respect. Humans were no longer the underdogs. They were leaders, strategists, and architects of history. They had survived millennia, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to awaken. Doctor. Tors looked up at the stars one last time that evening. The Antarctic ice chamber hummed with energy, the AI network monitored distant fleets, and human technology pulsed silently across the globe. She smiled. "The galaxy will remember," she said. "Not because we fight, but because we endure, we think, and we awaken." The first chapter of humanity's renewed journey across the stars was complete. The second, even grander, was just beginning. Humanity had reclaimed its legacy, not through war or domination, but through intelligence, preparation, and the wisdom of an ancient race. The aliens, humbled but alive, understood one undeniable truth: humans were the elder species. They had been here first. They had shaped the galaxy, and they had awakened too late for the galaxy to ever forget. For the first time in countless millennia, humans were no longer merely a species among many. They were the original caretakers, the architects of history, and the awakening that the galaxy had never anticipated. And as Earth turned beneath the stars, the AI network pulsed with a quiet message that would guide humanity for generations. We are awake. We are the elder species, and the galaxy remembers.